I wanted to see if you could guess this magic trick. For those of you who don't know, Matt's a very talented magician, and he's probably seen tricks like this before. But I was wondering if I could. I'm not going to stump you today. I really doubt that. I just want to see if I could show you.
Now I know I'm going to be stumped.
Offhand, like if you know how to. It's a very, very simple trick. I've known this one for years, but I'm just going to do this real quick. What I have here are 3 jacks. Hopefully everybody here can see those 3 jacks. And Matt, all I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of these jacks here on top of the deck. Audio listeners on the podcast, you're just going to have to bear with us here, okay? That's what I'm doing. I'm also going to put one of these here on the bottom of the deck. And Matt, if you just could put this anywhere on the deck that you like.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Now, also, Matt, if you could, just split the deck in half for me and put that bottom half on top of the top half for me. Awesome. Now, in order for this to work, you have to give it the magic tap. Always have to give it the magic tap. That's part of the process of the magic. If you could just give it a little... There you go. All right. Now, what I'm going to show you here, Matt, is that although clearly we put those jacks apart, if I look for them in the deck here, you'll see that all 3 of the jacks are together again. Hopefully everybody on screen. Oh, let me get the camera out. Here it is right here. If everybody can see that, maybe get a zoom in on these cards. Don't know if you can. They're not doing it, but there it is. All 3 of the jacks together.
Well done.
What do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah.
I know a better version that I'll show you later. I mean, I like it, but
all right.
I had a lot of time with those sitting there facing me.
That's
so, yes,
true.
I know how that one's done, but I can teach you a better version that you can do.
Okay, so you're not going to reveal it right now, what I just did?
Of course not.
Oh, all right.
Unless you want me to.
I mean... It's up to you. I don't know. Is this like a magician's trade secret thing? You just don't discuss magic tricks in general?
No.
Or?
So here's the thing. There's no such thing as this bullshit magician's code of don't reveal your secrets. It's still a good idea for a number of reasons. And when I do my show, the Magic and Skepticism show, I start off by talking about I'm not going to be telling you how I do this. And there are 3 reasons why I don't. One is because there are some people in the audience who aren't going to want to know how it's done, and I would be ruining it for them. Mm-hmm. The other is that if I tell you how it's done, now you think you know how it's done. And that's a mistake because there are many different ways to achieve the same effect. And so what I've done is, I often use like wrestling terms where I've made somebody half smart. And the problem is that now you go out and you see somebody else do the same trick and you think you know how it's done and they will demonstrate to you that they didn't do it the way that I did. And now you're stumped. And I actually do this in a broader context when I'm talking about the faith healing tricks. Mm-hmm. So there's this leg lengthening thing that people will do. Oh, he was born with an issue, and one of his legs is now 1.5 inches to 2 inches longer than the other. But Jesus is going to heal him today, boy. We're going to sit him down here in the chair. Now, there's several different ways to achieve this same effect, and I'll tell you what they are, which is why I don't have any problem revealing this stuff. Mm-hmm. One of them is when you
should I put my leg up here on the table for you to show me?
No, probably not. There's not enough room. One of them is when you set them down and you set their legs out, you just pull the back shoe a little bit off their heel, so now it's sticking out 1 inch or so, and then you can push the shoe back on. But this will be an explanation for why I don't always tell how I do things. That one is actually used as a prover for another method, which is you might get somebody up there and say, you may have seen other people do this with shoes on. We're going to take the shoes off so that I can't do any tricky things with their shoes. And now what they do is they have their legs up on there, and you can clearly see that their legs, one of them is 1 inch or so longer than the other, and then you pull and manipulate, and it's all there. Now, the question is, do they have long pants on? Were they able to slightly bend their leg? Are they in on it or not? And they don't have to be, because the easiest way to do this is if you sit down in one chair and you put your legs up on the other to where your feet are the same distance apart, and then you shift your legs, both of them together, slightly to the left or slightly to the right. That angle, let's see. As I go this way, you can see how this one looks shorter. And so if you do your legs like that, boom, they're even. And you don't have to move it much to get that sort of thing. And faith healers have been running around doing this thing at events and for ages. It's just a con. But if they come up with another way to do it, and they show you that it wasn't those 3, now you're stuck. And that's one of the reasons why I don't tend to reveal. Also, some of the stuff that I do in my show are effects that other magicians are doing as well. And I don't want to ruin their livelihood or their show.
Right.
as much or more than religion and philosophy. I am a magic junkie and have been since I was 3, although I didn't really get serious about it till I was around 10. And it's something I've studied my entire life and done for fun and for profit, but never to con people.
Right. You know, the first time I encountered the leg trick thing was with Darren Brown. Darren Brown has that documentary on YouTube. I can't remember what it's called, but if you want to see what Matt is talking about and like a bit more in-depth explanation, I recommend looking up Darren Brown, kind of the leg trick thing, and seeing that in action. It's pretty neat. I see. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about doing something here. Well,
I'll show you later.
Let's go ahead and get some calls on. Are you ready?
I'm ready.